Flosstube, I'm Annie and I'm the proper stitcher, and welcome to Flosstube number 21. Thank you all so much for your words of support and all of the celebrations we had last week through your comments for reaching 4,000 subscribers. I could not have done it without all of you. If you are new to my channel, welcome. Please subscribe and like the video, click the bell. You'll get notifications of when I upload new Flosstubes. I record on Thursdays and like to have my video uploaded by Thursday evening. That has not happened in the last few weeks, and it may not happen again today because I'm filming later in the day and sometimes it just takes a little bit longer to upload videos on YouTube. But my children start school next week, fingers crossed. Going forward, I will be able to film earlier in the day on Thursdays and have the video uploaded earlier. As I said, I'm Annie and I'm the proper stitcher, and my philosophy on cross stitch and quilting is I would rather have a finished project than a perfect project. And I know I've said that before, but for those of you who are new, what I mean by that is I noticed and met a lot of people along the way who would not fully finish any of their projects because they were worried that it would not be perfect or it would not be like their friends or someone else that they know. And they enjoyed stitching, but they would never fully finish it. And we have so many wonderful professional finishers in our community, but sometimes that's not either economically feasible or time constraints, and you just want to see a project finished from start to end by your own hands. And so my philosophy is just jump right in, give yourself a chance, try, see if you can do it, watch the tutorials that you find on YouTube and practice, and eventually you'll feel more comfortable with finishing your own pieces. So I do have a few things to go over today. I wanted to answer some questions that I've been getting, reoccurring questions that I've been getting. I wanted to show you some finishes I have, a few of my Christmas whips, and a little bit of haul, and then of course go into our giveaways. So stick around, grab your stitching, grab your favorite beverage, and let's get started. Now I have to go over this question with you, and it's the first time I've gotten this question, and it made me laugh because it just puts things into perspective with our accents and what those of us who have been stitching for a long time, we forget that not everyone knows what we're talking about. And so that's why I try to say something over and over again, because there are people who pop in and out from time to time. So Dawn sent me a question, and she is from Canada. And it was a long comment, but her question was, she's just returned to cross stitch, and she started watching Flosstube, and she's noticed a lot of Flosstubers using the phrase, and this is how her question is worded, can you help me on what is, in quotes, a dough bowl, A-D-O-B-O-W-L. What is that? And I had to say it over and over again. What is she saying? A dough bowl, a dough bowl. And then I realized she is asking what we are saying, a dough bowl. So I replied, and the way I describe what a dough bowl is it is an old primitive style bowl made of wood, often hand carved and scraped. It is either stained natural wood color or it's stained to a darker wood color. It was used as it sounds, to knead dough or to put your dough in to let it rise, or to leave the dough in and cover. But what we use it for today in our craft and cross stitch is we like to display our small pieces in. And I will try to insert some images either here at the beginning of the video. To show you what some of those, so how I use my dough bowl in years past. But I brought my dough bowl from my living room, and again I'm saying dough bowl, and this is not how I have it decorated now, but this is an example. So I have some of my smalls from my shelf, and then I have these big spools of thread, and I usually prop it up in my bowl and then decorate around the bowl, whatever the season is. That's how I do a dough bowl, or how I use a dough bowl in my decorating. Not everyone does. So Dawn, thank you so much for that question. Thank you so much for making me realize or helping me realize that sometimes I just need to slow it down, explain things a little bit more, and realize that not everyone knows what we're talking about. So that was question number one. Number two, Deborah asked, what do you stuff your pillows with? And what she's talking about are my smalls that are finished. And I use what Bonna Pfeiffer, the Twisted Stitcher, uses. And she recommended Polyfill. It's Mountain Mist Polyfill. And you can get it on Amazon. You can get it Joann's, Hobby Lobby, Walmart. Any of those places will have Mountain Mist Polyfill. And you can also refer to Vanna's tutorials. I'll link it below. And she shows you the bag of what she uses. When I get mine, I open the bag and I put it in a container. And I just pull from the container. So I don't even have the wrapper to show you. And then Hill 8018 asked, what brand of glue do you use? I use a glue gun most of the time, but when I do not use a glue gun, I use Eileen's glue. I use the spray or the tacky glue. They're both tacky glue, but this is like glue, and this is just a spray adhesive. And these are safe for fabric and your cross stitching. So those are the two I use if I'm not using a glue gun. So those were great questions. Anytime you have questions, please feel free to email me. I often try to answer your question in the comments below or in an email that you send me. But sometimes, you know, if I see a question that I think is everybody may want to know, I will pull it out and answer it on the video. I will not make that a regular occurrence where I'm answering a lot of questions, but I thought this week a dough bowl needed to get some attention. So let's move on to my finishes this week. I did have 3 finishes that I want to share with you. So my first one I want to share with you is Stitching with the Housewives, Mary Mrs. Claus. She's so cute. Now, if you remember a few weeks ago, I finished Mr. Claus. And this is how I finished him. And then this is how I decided to finish Mrs. Claus. So here she is. I just love her little shoes and her bun, the ribbon in her hair. So cute. So here are the two side by side. And I really prefer the way I finished Mr. Claus. I like that he's smaller. And I did a double mount of the sticky board, 2 different layers of sticky board, and then the stitched piece. This is an example of with 2 layers of batting behind the stitched piece. I forgot to do that on Mrs. Claus. So you see the difference? I really think that taking the extra time of putting that layer of batting behind your stitch piece makes a huge difference. That is something I do with all of my mounted pieces. I will use 2 layers of batting. I was in a hurry when I finished her and I forgot, and it was too late to take it apart and put it back together. But this is what I did with Mrs. Claus. Instead of using the 2 layers like I did with Mr. Claus, I just did the 1. And I made like a little ice cream sandwich. I put the Lori Holt red rickrack in between these 2. So what I decided to do is do 2 layers of sticky board with the same fabric so I can make the back pretty. What I did on Mr. Claus is I just cut a piece of fabric and glued it on the back of the open or the exposed sticky board. On this one, I just wrapped the fabric and put the 2 ugly sides together and put the rickrack in between. With Mrs. Claus, I decided to do 2 different color bows. Mr. Claus, I just did 1, and then I used the same wreath on both of them. So, and then I used this paper snowflake to put on the back, and they both have the same ribbon hanger. So I really wanted to show you all the differences here. One, this was an accident. I did not mean to forget the batting, but I think hopefully like for me, it shows me that I really do prefer to have that batting behind the stitched piece. I prefer this to this, but everybody's different. You know, you may like it a little bigger, but for me, I want them to be a little smaller. So, but she's so cute. I just love the details on her face and her cheeks. So cute. I don't think I forgot anything on her. So she's all stitched up. So that is from Stitching with the Housewives, Merry Mrs. Claus. This is a PDF download on their Etsy shop, and it's from last year. But I still love it. I still have all of those in my Nikki's Notable bags. I am stitching these Stitching with a Housewife pieces on 28 count Aida that I got from Fabrics by Stephanie, and this color is Slate. It has been my favorite chalkboard type linen. I think it's easy to see on. The holes are big enough. I like how sturdy it is for finishing into ornaments, and I think it resembles chalkboard very well. So Fabrics by Stephanie, I'll link that below as well. So that was one of my finishes this week. My other finish is two JBW designs. If y'all remember, I just love Judy Whitman's pieces. So from Christmas Ornaments 2, this is a wonderful collection. See how Judy does her individual pieces. They come out, all of these ornaments were issued like this, individually. Or she did a limited edition, collector's edition, I guess, collector's book. I believe there were 3 or 4 of these. Judy will have to let me know. But she has all of her ornaments in these books. So you can see here, I have the mitten and the plum pudding. They are in here. Here's plum pudding and here's the mitten. But I had these in my stash. Judy gave me this. But you can buy this book from your local needlework shop, or if you don't want all of them and you just want individuals, you can still buy individual ones. Well, I said all of that to let you know I have 2 of her finishes this week. I'm really excited with how these turned out. The first one I'm going to show you is this snow globe. And I can't open the book and show you because it's just the pattern. But here's the snow globe, and here's my finish. So let me show you what I did. The snow globe, I stitched the red with Ribbon Red Classic Colorworks. And as you can see, Judy is very talented with her designs. She likes to hide these motifs within the motif or within the design. So in this snow globe, you have a reindeer and a sled and another reindeer, a trumpet, a heart, the house, some trees, this bow, beautiful. Down here in the green, I used 2 different shades of green. I did English Ivy and Holly Jolly. Both are Classic Colorworks thread. Then I had this French General by Moda fabric from a few years ago. This was from their Joy Noel line. And I don't know if y'all remember a few episodes ago, I said if you ever see fabric that you like and you don't know what to do with it, you should still grab it, because unlike cross-stitch patterns that keep being reprinted over and over again, fabric's not like that, unless you can find it in a store that they just didn't sell all of their inventory. This was one of those lines of fabric that I found and I loved, and I didn't know what I wanted to do with it, but I knew in time I would have some Christmas finishes that I would like to use. And I finally do. I am intending on using a lot of this. I bought probably 5 or 6 of the different color combinations and fat quarters. So I'm glad I did that. Otherwise, you know, I mean, of course I would have found something else, but I'm glad I had it. So what I did is I fussy cut the back for the Christmas tree to fit. So what I did, and I am in the process of stitching the stocking out of this, and next week I will have everything laid out with all the pieces before I sew it together. Maybe I'll do a tutorial. I haven't gotten into that yet. I don't feel like that's part of my comfort level, but I will definitely show you what I did. So here's what I did. This is where sort of my quilting very limited abilities have come in. So I cut 2 strips. First I did the sides. I cut a 1-inch strip. I measured the sides, cut a 1-inch strip, sewed it the same sides together, and then I sewed it open. So I had 2 flaps on either side, and then I measured the top. Same thing, I cut 1-inch fabric, the length of the top, sewed it right sides together, ironed it open, and that gave me the front of my pillow. Then I took that measurement and I cut the piece for the back, sewed them right sides together, and then from there followed the Vanna's tutorial for a pillow. But I wanted to give this piece a little bit more of a frame for the front, which is why I did this. I also love this fabric so much, I wanted to be able to see it from the front and the back. So then I had this ribbon in my stash. Because I did the sides like that, I felt like I didn't need a trim all the way around it. So you can see I did not do a trim. So I had this bow. I followed Vanna's bow tutorial, made a bow, and I had this in my stash. I got this ribbon at a antique store many years ago, and I do that. Again, if you see something you like, even if you don't have a specific use for it, and you know eventually you will, just have it in your stash. I'm so glad I did, because this looks very Scandinavian to me, which is what this reminds me of. Then I just glued a button. The big button bag that I told y'all I got from Hobby Lobby, it has red and green buttons, all different sizes. I use that here. So that's the back. Super happy with how this turned out. I am currently, like I said, I am stitching. I'll show you this in my whips, but I'm stitching the stocking, and I'll share that with y'all next week on how I'm going to finish it. I'll have all the pieces together and I'll just lay them out for you. So that's the Snow Globe JBW Designs From Christmas Ornaments to booklet. Also in this booklet, I stitched the ice skate. This one's my favorite. I did it the same way. This one, well, let me show it to you. So ice skate, you can see all the motifs. There's a little snowman and a glove, another ice skate, heart, this cute snowflake. I had this ice skate charm that I sewed onto the bow. Are you ready for the back? Same fabric line, French General by Moda, Joy Noel. I had these ice skaters. This is just that real toile look. I love the green. This is the same line. You can see just reversed colors. This ribbon I got last year, I believe, from Hobby Lobby. So same idea. I did 1-inch strips on the side. And the reason I did 1 inch is when you think about the 2 sewing of the seams, you're losing 1/4 of an inch. So by doing 1 inch, it leaves you leaves you a half, counting is hard. It leaves you a half on the side. So 1-inch strips on the side, I sewed them right sides together, ironed the seams open. Then I took the measurements from the top and the bottom, cut the strip 1 inch, sewed it right sides together, sewed those seams open, had my pillow. Then I measured it, cut the back. I fussy cutted it because I wanted to really have this image of the ice skaters. So I sewed them right sides together, pulled them out for the pillow, stuffed the pillow, and on this one I used a green button. Super cute, super happy with it. And I am excited now that I have that vision to do more of these. So thank you, Judy, for a wonderful book. Next week I'll pull out all of my fat quarters of this. I wish that I bought this before I started quilting. but I was cross stitching. I wish I'd bought bundles of it to make a quilt. So pretty. And I apologize for showing you fabric that is not available, but I wanted to do that because I love the fabric and wanted to use it, but also just to kind of prove that point or drive that point home of if you see something, just go ahead and get it. I know a lot of people say, oh, I don't want to do that because I don't know if I'll ever use it. Well, I've been holding on to that fabric for a long time, and now I feel like I'm at a point where I can use it the way I want to, not just because I'm stitching something that I think will look great with it, but also because I feel like I'm more confident and comfortable with doing more sewing. So I'm glad I have it in my stash. So those are all of my finishes for this week. Let's go into my whips. As you all know, I am still focusing on Christmas. I'm going to do that probably from now until Christmas. I will have some kind of Christmas stitching in my rotation, but starting this next week, I am going to start sneaking in a little bit of Halloween, and I want to show you what I'm going to work on this next week. But Tomato Tuesdays. I'm still working on this adorable piece by Luminous Fiber Arts. This is Counting is Hard, and I love the way this is coming along. I did not get to stitch as much this Tuesday. It's been a really busy week with work. Every time I do that, I can't see what I'm showing you, but this is what I did this week. I stitched the word hard, and I've started the bottom of the bobbin for the DMC floss. So that little bird is so cute. This is going pretty fast. Even though I didn't get to stitch on it much, I am right here. I'll be able to kind of get most of this done. Hopefully have it finished within a week or two. Blue's my favorite, and I cannot wait to frame this. I am using all of the called for DMC floss. I'm keeping it all in my Dot Dot Goose bag with tomatoes. And I am stitching this on 32 count vintage mocha, country vintage mocha. I'm using 2 strands of floss over 2 strands of the linen. And I like the coverage it's giving. So there's the bird. Such a cute design. I just think she's so talented. Misty is so talented. So I am not making a lot of progress on my Quaker Christmas. And the reason why is this past week I was really busy with work. I'm hoping to get a lot done this week because on Saturday, I'm gonna have the house to myself. My daughter's gonna be in class all day at school, and my son and husband are taking a boys outing that day. So I will be able to catch up on my sewing and my stitching. Whew, I'm so excited. But on Quaker Christmas, I am doing this with Artie, who's the vintage stitcher. We're doing a stitch along. This is from Bygone Stitches, and this is a Quaker Christmas. And I was only able to get this section up here done. This is the end of that page. That's why it's in half right there. And I was able to get a little bit more done here on this bigger motif. And that's all I was able to get done. But still love it, and I'm hoping to get more done this week. This is being stitched on 36 count cream Edinburgh. I'm using 1 strand of floss over 2. And I like the coverage that the 1 gives on this. It makes it look very, very delicate. There we go. So pretty. And I love the way that red pops. But I'm using the called for classic color works. I'm using Balsam Fir, Cupid, and I have not gotten to the gold yet, but it's Yale Gold. Absolutely beautiful. If you are new and not familiar with this stitch along, this is a Quaker Christmas stitch along. We're using the hashtag Quaker Christmas SAL, and a lot of people are joining us. Some are stitching Quaker Christmas 2, some are stitching the first one, this one. Any colors you want, any size you want. If you're wanting to do small motifs, no rules apply. Join us if you can. I also am filming on the 25th of each month, just a special edition for Quaker Christmas. I am using a bigger hoop to stitch this one. I've noticed I go a lot faster, and it is easier for me to have a bigger workspace. So this is the size hoop I'm using on this piece. I am keeping all of it in my Nikki's Notables bag, and it's a nice big bag, so I'm able to keep everything together and all the floss. So that is a Quaker Christmas. I have found, and I will share this with y'all next week. I don't know how I'm going to share it. I found a PDF downloadable Quaker stitching magazine with lots of wonderful information. I will link it below. You can get it from Etsy, and it just dawned on me, or I would have had that ready to share with you. I'll mention it next week, but I'll link it below, and I'll put Quaker magazine on there for you to, if anyone is interested and you'd like to download it. It's a quarterly subscription magazine. So I made some progress this weekend on my Home from the Holidays book, Blackbird Designs. I'm working on 'Tis the Season, which is this piece. And here is my progress. Every time I open this, floss flies out. So here's my progress. This weekend, for the Blackbird weekend, I filled in some more down here on the cardinal. That cardinal is huge. You don't realize how big it is until you're trying to fill it all in. But this is the outline of the tail, and then the darker outline is in moss. And then I need to continue on around and do this part. But that is my progress from this weekend on him or her. So I am stitching this on 32 count Valor linen, and it is a green, and I just love the modeling on this green linen. I am using all of the called for Bella Soie Classic Colorworks silks, and here's what they look like. They are stunning, just beautiful, and they're really pretty on this linen. A lot of fun to work with. I love the way it looks. It does get stuck on my fingers. It doesn't matter how much lotion I put on, but any little dry skin, it wants to just pull from that. So that is the only frustrating part about it. But I am so excited. I need to get this one done so I can get it to the framers and have it by Christmas. So maybe this weekend I'll get more progress on it. So that is in this book, Home for the Holidays. Another thing about Blackbird, I was watching another Flosstuber recently, and she had mentioned that Kitten Stitcher has a lot of the Blackbird books that are difficult to find right now. I will link her website below. And she also mentioned that Blackbird is going to start reprinting some things. So I know there are a lot of patterns that are for sale right now. People are trying to sell them on other sites, and they're putting very high price tags on them. But I would just caution you against that, because I do think that a lot of these designs will be reprinted, and a lot of them are still available to find on various websites and your own local needle workshop. So just don't spend a lot of money on out of print things. That just is, I'm hoping some of them will be reprinted, but this one is still available. So my last whip from this week is a Country Cottage Needleworks Ornamental Joy, and I've been stitching this one a while, and it's an easy stitch, so I'm hoping to get it done soon. But it's so cute. I just love these bows. You know, for a while I was thinking plum pudding, the plum pudding I showed y'all a few weeks ago from Brenda Gervais. I thought that was going to be my tree topper for my tree in my kitchen. But I think I might finish this on a big flat mounting and use it as a tree topper. We'll see. I don't know. But I am stitching this on 28 count hand coffee tea dyed by myself, Monaco even weave. And I used the tutorial from Priscilla and Chelsea for coffee tea dyeing your Monaco. And it was super easy, a lot of fun. I was happy with the way the modeling came out on this piece. So I had a big piece of it, and I just cut off what I need, and I've been using it for several years now. But I am using all of the called for DMC on this one. So that's all of my whips that I have going on. What I want to add into one of my rotations, I mean, I have so many whips that I don't stitch on everything every week. But now that we're getting closer to Halloween, I am going to start stitching on Brenda Gervais' Jack-O-Lantern Jubilee. And this bag was gifted to me from Creative Carol Designs, and these are adorable bags. And she sent me 2 bags to use as a giveaway. And we're almost to 5,000 subscribers. Once we hit 5,000, I am going to give these away. These are from Creative Carol, and they're both for Halloween. Within the next week or 2, I'll use those as a giveaway. But I called Cross Stitch and Crafts in Johnson City. That is my closest needlework store. It's about an hour and a half away. And when this came in, they sent me the whole kit. Oh, another person asked me, where do you get your kitted projects? How do people do that? I've been looking online for kitted projects. What we mean by that is we buy all the materials, and now some designs do come as a kit. And Fat Quarter Shop, Annabella's, all of those types of online stores will have a kit put together for you. What I mean when I say kitted projects is I kit it, or if I didn't buy it as a kit, I kit it and put it in my bag ready to go. So that's what Cross Stitch and Crafts in Johnson City did for me. I called Amy and I said, can you please kit this up for me? And she did. And what that means is she got the linen for me, all the floss, and put it in the mail to me. I put it in a bag. So it's just a quick way for us to say kitted project. So I hope that helps. I can't remember who asked it, but here's the back of this booklet. I don't think I can show you inside. Yeah, I can. Look how cute that is. These cats. I think Brenda even put a cookie recipe in here. I cannot wait to start stitching this. I love Brenda Gervais' Halloween pieces. And here's the sugar cookies. So I am going to stitch these on 40 count Vintage Country Mocha. Amy sent me a big enough piece for all of these. I believe there are 6. There are 6 patterns in this one book. It was $20 for the book, but you get all 6 patterns. And then here are all the called for colors. And look at how fun these are for fall. This purple, these oranges. I'll just go over a couple of the colors. Avocados, that's in a lot of Brenda Gervais patterns. Gingerbread, fragrant cloves, that's this bright orange. Gold leaf, hickory sticks, that for a while was a hard color to come by. Copper penny. And then in the Weeks colors, Weeks Dye Works, we have onyx, which is your black. This orange is carrot, the lighter orange. The bright orange is pumpkin. And the green is Oscar, this kind of fall green. And my favorite, this purple, is called Ultra Violet. Look at how just vibrant that is. So pretty. So this is going to be my fall Halloween stitch I'm going to start soon. My friend Kim started one of these. I think she started this one, and she said she finished her in a day. So fingers crossed, maybe I can get some of that done. So let me show you my haul. I'm going to have to grab this box. Hold on. So Speaking of fall haul, I have been eyeing for a long time the kitty corn by Urban Chicks fall line. So I ordered it from Fat Quarter Shop. So I'm gonna open one of these up for you so you can see it. So I am gonna make a Quilt As You Go strip quilt, from the Jelly Roll strip quilt. And these are the colors, or the patterns. And I am so excited because this is such a cute fall design. So look at these. Look how cute these are. So I'm gonna make my strip quilt like I made for my sister using 10-inch batting squares. And I am just gonna go crazy and make this real scrappy looking. Look at those kitty cats. And I'm not a cat person, more of a dog person. I mean, I like cats, I think they're cute, but I don't have cats. Super cute, look at that. Oh, let me see. And then they just repeat the pattern, but just in other colors. Green, dark green, so cute, black. So I'm gonna make just a scrappy quilt using the strips. I got one jelly roll in white in case I want to do a white strip down the middle, or if I find that I am running out of jelly roll fabrics, because I like for my quilts to be a little bit bigger, but I got 3 of the print, 1 white. I got the 10-inch backing squares. I already opened one. I probably pulled out of here to use one as a backing for one of my small finishes. And then I got, for the backing, I got this for the backing. This is the one with the green. And then for the the binding, I got the little green with the corn. So this weekend, hopefully, I can get some of this started. And then next week, I'll show y'all some of the squares that I make with the strips. Because the last time I showed you that quilt, it was when it was completed. I had already given it to my sister. So this big box came from Fat Quarter Shop. I'll link that below if you're interested in that fabric. Charm packs, they have it in charm packs, layer cakes. Of course, all of the yardage, if you want to buy any of the yardage. Super cute. Even if you don't want to make a quilt, it would be adorable for some of your cross stitch finishing. So that is all of my haul. I did not get a lot of haul this week because, again, I'm still trying to be good. Of course, that wasn't good, but I'm trying to be good and not buy cross stitch patterns. Again, that's the agreement I made with Kim Gavlik, that I would not buy any cross stitch patterns. But I was gifted. Okay, so just so you all know, this is where I keep all of your giveaways. And each week I pull from the box for giveaways. Well, today, before I started filming, I was gifted by our friend. She does not want me to mention her name, but she knows who she is. She sent me a bag, or an envelope full of more patterns to give you. She even sent some fabric and this magazine. So we have quite a bit from our friend to share as giveaways. But that's what this basket is, and I keep it on my shelf, and then I pull from it when it's time to do our giveaways. So let's see, let me show you, let's do our giveaways from last week. And I apologize, I got them all mixed up last week. I did not mean to do that, but I think I ended up correcting it before the end. So we had, for our 4,000 subscribers, we had 8 giveaways. So number 1, well, these 2 pieces from JBW Designs. These were gifted to us by Judy with JBW Designs. And this goes to Stitching Granny of 17. I do this every week. I am so sorry. If you are a winner, please email me within 1 week and I will get these out to you. Those of you who won last week, I apologize. I just shipped your things yesterday, so you should be getting those soon. But email me within a week. Let me know your name, because sometimes your name is not going to be Stitching Granny of 17. So let me know your name and your YouTube name and what you won. So Stitching Granny of 17 won Christmas in the Round and Sing a Song of Christmas. I saw 3 ships. So that was number 1, Stitching Granny of 17. Number 2 is this paddle from Stitch Etc. I will link their shop below too, but this is a navy blue paddle, wooden paddle board. This goes to Joanne Toby. Joanne. Number 3 was a Prairie Schooler garden sampler. This goes to Anne Kroll, K-R-O-L-L. Number 4, Threadwork Primitives, Give Thanks. This goes to Crafts, the number 4, Life, Joe Bug. Crafts for Life, Joe Bug. Number 4. Number 5, the 2 Lizzie Kates. That goes to Kelly Nogel Seiler, or Nagel. Kelly Nogel or Nagel Seiler, hyphenated name. Number 6 was the linen collection. This goes to Ruth Kosturik, K-O-S-T-U-R-I-K, Ruth. Number 7 is Heidi Gray, the needle book. And I will put some needles in here for you, Heidi. So Heidi Gray, G-R-A-Y. And last but not least, from my friend Tammy, who makes wonderful project bags. Her company is called Creative Country Girl. Her website is tammyblaylock.com. She gifted us this bag to use as a giveaway. Eva Eslami, E-S-L-A-M-I. Eva Eslami. I'm so sorry. I know that's not how you say your name, but you are the winner of this bag. How cute is this? So congratulations to all of the winners. My email is theproperstitcher@gmail.com. Okay, so now our prizes for this week. Here are the rules. Please be a subscriber, like the video, leave a comment below, answer the question below, or answer the question I'm about to tell you, and tell me the numbers you want to be entered to win. You can enter for all of them. That is totally fine. Nobody will judge you. And I ship anywhere in the U.S. So, I ship anywhere that the U.S. Postal Service will ship. So please just do not use the word giveaway or prize or winner, anything like that. And here we go. What I want you to do is answer the question. Oh, I know that's annoying to y'all. I am so sorry. Answer this question. What is your favorite project you're working on right now? What is your favorite piece you're working on right now? So I have a surprise for y'all. When I showed you my Merry Yuletide pillow, you remember the one with the missing boot? And I did not have the pattern anymore because I had stitched that many years ago. I went online and I found the pattern on a shop on Etsy and I bought it. I'm using it as a giveaway. So, Merry Yuletide. And look, this is what he's supposed to look like. He has 2 boots. So, Merry Yuletide is number 1. Number 1, Merry Yuletide by Brenda Gervais. And you can see the big pillow there. Merry Yuletide, number 1. Number 2 is a Not Forgotten Farm piece, Jingle All the Way. Number 3 is from my stash. This is Nikki's Creations, House of Halloween. This is really adorable. I never stitched it, but bonus, I have the DMC floss in here for you. So, Nikki's Creations, House of Halloween with DMC floss. Number 4 is a Plum Street sampler, A Shepherd's Song. This is a pretty big piece. This one is 285 stitches wide by 178 high. Plum Street sampler. This was from our friend who sent me the package in the mail today. This is Bushel and a Peck by Pineberry Lane. If you remember, I stitched it. So this is it. Bushel and a Peck. And that's number 5. Number 6 is from Kim Gavlik with Stitch Etc., another paddle board. This would be adorable with a little witch on it. This is navy blue, but it is so cute. Number 6. And last, number 7, I don't know how to say this, GGR, a collection of Martha S. Scott 1876. It's a beautiful little sampler. So answer the question, what is your favorite project you're working on right now? And leave that comment below, and subscribe the video, like and subscribe to the channel. You know what I mean. And answer the question. And this weekend, I am looking forward to spending all day Saturday in my stitching and sewing room. And I cannot wait to do that. I feel like this past week I've just been so busy with work and getting the children ready for school, and my daughter has another college visit coming up in a few weeks, and it's going to be an overnight stay. Just getting her organized for all these events. She's been at school every day this week for one event or another for her senior year. So school hasn't even started, and I feel like we're going just so fast. So I'm hoping this weekend we can have a little quiet time and a little time to relax before school starts next week. So everybody, please stay cool outside. It is so hot, and stay safe, stay healthy, enjoy your stitching, and thank you so much for supporting me and watching my channel. Bye.